What's up, seekers? Welcome back to the channel. You guys already know what we do here, man. We break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, on the web, man. From TikTok videos to IG reels, man, to YouTube videos. Anything weird you want to explain, you can find right here on this channel. I just want to thank the seekers, man, who's been tapping in with the channel, who's been subbing up. Really appreciate that, man. We're seeking the truth just like you. That's why you found this channel. Found this video for you guys today, man. Let's check it out.
Than a year? Well, that's exactly what happened to these three astronauts. They came back to Earth after spending 371 days in space when their return capsule was unexpectedly hit by space junk. When the three men, Sergey, Dmitry, and Frank, were launched back in September 2022, they were told that they were only going to spend 6 months in space, but that later turned into more than a year. And that's because the accident caused so much damage to the radiator, so they had to wait for a replacement capsule to be launched back into space. When it finally arrived, the three astronauts were safely brought back to Earth and landed in a remote area of Kazakhstan on September 27th, 2023. Even though they were okay, they explained how tough it was spending so long in space and the psychological damage. And you might think that 371 days is an absurd amount of time in space, which it is, but Russia still holds a world record of 437 days in space, which was set in the mid-1990s.
This is why you should be.
Damn, bro. Seekers, man, could you imagine being, I guess, like not touching, I guess, solid ground for more than a year? They was in space for that long, bro. Because I guess they said something else with the launch, man. And like I said, what she said was right. Like that's like a freaking mind battle, bro, going on in your head, man. Being, I guess, away from your family, friends from that long, bro. But the thing that got me freaking spooked is, and they said from Russia, they have hold the world record. Why that? Heck, would they in space that long, bro? That's kind of weird, man. Got me asking questions.
Be careful of some photographers. Zoe Fit, a model on Instagram, was doing a photo shoot with a photographer she thought she trusted. The photographer's name was William Francis. But when Zoe went to go change her clothes in the bathroom, she noticed a little light on the charger brick. This one. She even found a chip inside. When she plugged the chip in her camera, this is what she found. Him plugging it up. Before I continue, I've been using this crazy fitness app. It even gives you the exact program to get the body you want. Link in my bio if you want to get in shape too. Zoe became devastated and even weirded out of the whole situation. And the scary part is you can get these cameras at places like Walmart and Amazon.
What the hell? Seekers, man, did you guys see that freaking camera? You would never suspect, bro. It looks like a freaking innocent wall charger, bro. Man, I'm telling you, man, technology is getting too advanced nowadays, bro. It's like you can constantly be watched, man, like for 24/7, bro. You don't even know. And he's a photographer, so you know how much access he had to those girls, bro. She's probably not even his only victim, bro. Probably been doing that a numerous amount of times. Man, bro, how could somebody even let somebody sell something like that, man? That's like too dangerous, bro. A wall charger disguised as a camera. I'm about to have me checking all the freaking chargers in my damn house or something, bro. Making sure nobody ain't trying to watch me.
Horrifying websites on the internet that you should never visit, Part 1. GoodbyeWarden.com gives the last words of 565 Texas inmates who were executed on death row. And some of the statements are absolutely gut-wrenching, with many asking someone to take care of their children when they're gone, and others insisting upon their innocence. DeathDate.info is a dark, morbid site that asks you to enter your name, age, weight, and height before spitting out the exact date that it thinks you're going to die. The site also provides you with 3 words that it says will be related to your death in some way. PlaneCrashInfo.com has an extensive database filled with recordings, pictures, and transcripts of the final moments of a plane crashing. And MidnightInTheDesert.com has unedited footage of the 67 exorcisms of Annalicia McKell. And trust me, her demonic screams will haunt your nightmares.
Bro, those websites, man, especially ones about this freaking the date you put in your weight, date, age, bro. And you can figure out when you're gonna freaking just eat it. I don't know who would even make a website like that, but who wants to know about something like that, man? I wouldn't even go searching for that. That just put bad energy out to the freaking universe, bro. Seekers, and you know we all about good vibes over here, man. So I wouldn't even freaking intent to even do something that freaking stupid or scary, bro. That's just me. I know some people would probably do it in a heartbeat. They say, I want to find out. Not me. Seekers, what do you guys think about that, bro? Edit. I caught the edits, man. I gotta call them out when I see it. That's clearly an edit. That's funny, though.
It makes me wanna cry. You dumb motherfucker, I loved you, I loved you, I loved you.
This is 22-year-old Rhett Barlow, and he was seeking nothing but revenge. Let's rewind a little bit. In 2016, a dump truck driver had failed to slow down and rear-ended a minivan, causing the driver of the minivan to pass away. That driver was Rhett Barlow's mother. The man responsible for her death was Donald Calder Jr., and let me be clear that this was just one horrific accident. He was arrested, served his time, and later released, and Rhett still seeked revenge. On November 28, 2023, in North Carolina, Rhett had allegedly went onto a hitman website where he placed an order for Donald to be unalived. According to the New York Post, that same day, he apparently purchased an AR-15. The hitman was indeed real, but reported Rhett to the police, causing him to be arrested. As of right now, Rhett is being held on a $1 million bond and has sparked a lot of controversy. Some are saying that Rhett had every right to seek revenge, while others are saying that Donald had already paid for his actions for a mistake he made. The hitman that reported Rhett to police didn't get arrested as well because he reported Rhett to police, but let me know your thoughts on this case.
U.S. Army...
That one... Yeah, I guess see why if it can cause controversy, man. You know, people want vengeance, and then there's other people said he served his crime, so I guess he already did his time, so I guess they figured the situation's over, man. But I guess the son, man, freaking it impacted him differently, obviously, because the person who passed away was his mom, so he just wanted vengeance, man, and he wanted to get at any cost, bro. Behind the hit, man, I don't think that was the move to go, bro. I can't believe there's even a website where you could just type it up and just, hey, I want to hire a hitman. Like, what the hell, bro? I'm telling you, Seekers, man, the things I've been learning watching these videos, bro. That's why, like I said, I'm seeking the truth just like you, man. I'm a fellow seeker out here, bro.
Soldier and fitness influencer has died by own choice just days after her daughter's 12th birthday. Michelle Young was a staff sergeant who enlisted at just 17 years old. The now 34-year-old served two tours in Afghanistan, most recently in 2021. That same year, she extended her military contract to serve 20 years. As of September, she had served 16. Military values ran deep in her family. The soldier often spoke of her grandfather, a Navy veteran. In her free time, Young worked as a crisis and trauma response volunteer while also volunteering at a local women's and children's homeless shelter. It's unclear how or where it happened. Sarah Main, the coup veteran-owned activewear brand Curves and Combat Boots, broke the news of Young's death through a GoFundMe campaign. Michelle was a beautiful soul, an amazing friend, a single mother, a soldier, and is proof you never know what someone is going through or what demons they may be fighting. Young's daughter was her whole world, and the campaign was organized to help Gracie with anything she may need. We know Michelle would appreciate us all looking out for her now.
Crazy, bro. You never know what somebody's going through, man. You just never know. Always we gotta check up on your people, man.
Did you know that Chris Watts, the man who killed his entire family in 2018, has seen his daughter's spirit in his jail cell? In the book Letters from Christopher, author Sherilyn Cattle claims that she received a letter from Chris where he details seeing his daughter in a dream in his jail cell. In this dream, he claims to have seen his daughter Cece dancing on the chair next to his bed in the cell. And he claims that while he saw her dancing in the jail cell, the folders and other items he had sitting there started to move by themselves. In the same book, he also claims to have talked to his dead wife, who he murdered, on the phone from prison. There are multiple articles talking about this happening online, and it's also reported that the only things he's allowed to have in his cell are photos of his family and a Bible. He's also stated in the past that he hopes to be reconnected with his family one day, but I don't know if that's going to happen. If you want to hear more of the paranormal claims surrounding the Watts murders, go listen to my podcast, Murder in America. Our episode is an hour and 20 minutes long, and we go super in depth in the case file. And I guarantee if you listen to our podcast, you'll learn new things that you've never heard or seen before.
I have to freaking check out that freaking podcast, bro, because I didn't even saw that kiss a couple times, but to hear he said that his daughter and his freaking dead wife, the ones, you know, he did the act who was communicating him in the cell. I don't know if he's doing that for attention, man, or they truly, I guess, trying to communicate with him, man, and I guess haunt him for his wrongdoings, bro, to them. Man, like, these people, bro, when they say they communicate with these spirits, bro, you never know, man. Trying to talk to them, man, relay a message. What do you guys think, Seekers? Edit. Sorry, have to call it out. I can see you.
Once again, another child has been failed by the foster system. In November 2015, a 27-year-old Jennifer Rosenbaum called police when her 2-year-old foster daughter, Layla Daniel, began choking on chicken. The dispatcher walked Jennifer through the Heimlich maneuver to try and save Layla's life, but it was too late. When Layla's body was examined, it was clear that she was starved. She had bruises, abrasions, 11 injuries to her torso, and an injury to her liver consistent with punching her abdomen. And according to the pathologist, Layla's pancreas was also separated in 2 pieces. But Jennifer's defense argued that the injuries were actually from the Heimlich maneuver. Layla's older sister, who was 4 years old, was also fostered by Jennifer and her husband Joseph, but she was immediately taken away after Layla's death. But what's crazy about this story, and could have possibly saved Layla's life, is that this couple never turned in the correct paperwork and only went through a quick screening process to qualify to be foster parents. But also, I question how family services failed to notice the bruises and cuts on Layla's body during their visits. Jennifer was charged as the primary abuser, while Joseph was accused of pretty much turning a blind eye. She was sentenced to life in prison, and Joseph faces up to 30 years on second-degree murder.
The thing that was scary to me is like, you heard about what she said about the paperwork, how they were just able to freaking get access to that freaking kid like that, man. It's like the people, they're not freaking doing their jobs, bro, and you see how it affects everybody else, man. It's like if one person don't do a job, it's like it's a domino effect that can freaking change somebody's life forever, bro. Just like the simple things, man. It's the simple details, bro, that you can't miss, because you never know what's gonna happen, bro, in the future, but the outcome of it. It's just a sad and tragic case, Seekers. Truly.
This right here is a strange true crime case involving 2 sharks. In 1935, fishermen caught a shark and put it in the aquarium in Sydney. A crowd came to see the shark, and miraculously, great timing, it vomited a severed hand and a forearm out. The forearm had a boxing tattoo on it, and the hand still had fingerprints. It belonged to Jim Smith, a petty criminal and a boxer. Upon examination, it was found that the limb was deliberately cut off with a knife. This opened a whole murder investigation. What makes it more interesting, the tiger shark did not eat the human arm. A smaller shark ate it, and then the tiger shark ate that shark. Jim Smith, the boxer, was last seen at the Cecil Hotel with some business buddies. And by business buddies, I mean everyone that commits insurance fraud. 2 men, Brady and Holmes, were both arrested on suspicion of the murder, and later on they confessed to doing it. Apparently Brady cut up Smith, put him in a box, and tossed it into the bay. And that's when that shark ate the remains, and then the tiger shark ate that shark. It's kind of crazy how this whole thing came full circle like that. Let me know what you guys think about this case in the comment section below.
That case, man, you gotta see how it was like a freaking loop, bro. Like that freaking shark in the aquarium, man. Freaking, I guess, yeah, you know, traumatized. I guess those people there for freaking ever, bro. But here, how it was all over freaking insurance fraud, bro. And that shark, the shark ate the remains, and and the other shark ate the freaking tiger shark, man. It was just like a big loop, bro. It's like he wasn't gonna escape that, bro. That his actions, the people who did that actions, were gonna get brought to light, man. That's just insane, bro. To even think about that, man. Ooh. Like, imagine this for being in the audience. You think you're seeing a shark, bro. It just spits out somebody's freaking arm, bro. Imagine the kids and stuff being there, man. Traumatizing them, bro. Like, over a freaking insurance fraud. Over money, bro. The root.
Woman got a man beaten to death in the streets of Baltimore by screaming. This is Latiqua Mays, and she was 20 years old when all this went down. So Latiqua had lived in Baltimore, Maryland for a very long time. So a little while before this incident, Latiqua was living in a boarding house with one of her closest friends. And one evening, this man named Donald Robinson broke into their room at the boarding house and assaulted her friend right in front of her. Now, obviously, this was a horrible thing for Donald to have done, but Latiqua didn't think that Donald had been given a long enough prison sentence for the assault. So one day while Latiqua was walking down the street in Baltimore with her father, she came across Donald. She saw him out in the free world. That's when she started to scream, he raped me, pointing at Donald. Now, I'm pretty sure she didn't know exactly what was happening, but she incited people to violence and then ordered a group of men that were nearby to start beating him. So these young men who were at a basketball court nearby joined in. They started beating, punching, kicking Donald. They held him down and mercilessly beat him in the middle of the street while Latiqua pepper sprayed him. And later on, Donald was eventually taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Even Latiqua's own father, Willie Mays, joined in on the attack, and he was eventually sentenced to 2 years in prison for second-degree murder. And Latiqua, she was sentenced to 6 years in prison. And for a while in her sentence, she was in solitary confinement. Now, I don't know what happened to her after all this. I don't know where she's at now. She's out of prison by now. But the mob violence in this story is absolutely insane. And I can't believe this man was murdered in the middle of the street in broad daylight by a group of people.
I ain't gonna lie, that goes to show you, man, the power of words, bro. She just said one thing, man, just like, that just set a flick off of everybody's head who was involved around there, and they just started freaking, I guess, going in on him, bro. That's why you gotta be careful, man, what you say, because you never know, bro. Think about it. She said one word, bro. It cost that man his life, man. It was like a live execution seekers. Gotta be aware of what you say, bro. There's power in words. Yeah, dude. What the?
We're the adults.
You can say that.
I am saying that.
I was by age.
And by maturity.
You maybe.
You were a teacher, Mary. You can't say I was immature.
But you don't know him.
No, but I don't need to know him in this discussion. He's the child. I'm talking about you.
Who was the boss? Who was the boss?
What?
Who was the boss back then?
There was me pursuing you.
Who was the boss back then?
Trying to flip it on him.
This is ridiculous.
No, who was? Just say.
Just say.
Who was the boss?
All I knew was what I knew back.
But who was the boss?
He was 13, Mary.
But who was the boss?
This is getting weird.
Who was the boss?
What?
Who?
I'm pursuing the relationship.
Who was the boss?
This is sickening.
Well, I was the pursuer.
Yes.
Mary, even as you're hearing this now, come on, he was 13.
Doesn't matter.
It absolutely matters.
Oh well, flaw me. Flaw me as an
adult?
Yes, flaw me. I did the best I could.
What? There's no way she was like trying to turn it on him, like as the freaking interview was saying, like, bro, it doesn't even matter if he did all that. Like, he was a child. You're an adult in that situation, bro. You couldn't freaking use your morals and stuff just to separate yourself from that, bro. People like that, man, dangerous, bro. They want to take freaking accountability for your actions, bro. Seekers, you gotta be aware of people like that.
Called the Mines of Colorado. Hello, my name is Urban. I am a Tommy Knocker. We are the spirits of miners that passed away while working in the mine. We are not evil, but don't play around with us. We can be very mischievous. During the gold rush, mines began digging into the mountains of Colorado. Thousands of men journeyed to the west in hopes of striking gold and getting rich. However, most mines are extremely dangerous, and we would try to warn them of a potential collapse or dangerous gas coming. But since we are spirits, it was tough to warn the miners of the dangers ahead. We would knock on the walls, and it would echo through the mine. This was our first warning, but some miners thought we were guiding them to gold and would start digging towards their doom. We would then blow out their candles and turn off their headlights. Unfortunately, some didn't take our warnings.
What is the Siberian dancing lady?
So you've probably seen this very eerie viral video of a woman dancing in the streets. The video allegedly depicts some kind of entity known as the Siberian Dancing Lady. According to some urban legends, if you look directly into the eyes of the Siberian Dancing Lady, apparently she will possess you or attack you or something of that nature. Side note, this is actually why you keep seeing those "sorry for looking into your eyes" comments. They are because of the Siberian Dancing Lady. The Siberian Dancing Lady is apparently known to jump in front of cars and dance in a very entrancing way that doesn't seem human-like. Now, there have been many reported sightings of this dancing lady, and they're all very, very creepy and very, very eerie. But so far, I don't think there's actually been any kind of report of someone being possessed by the Siberian Dancing Lady. So the part about her possessing you is probably made up. But there are so many videos of this dancing lady all over the internet that I personally believe she is a real thing, but we just don't know exactly what she is.
Seekers, man. What would you do, man, if you just saw in the middle of your neighborhood, in the middle of the night, you just see a lady just dancing, bro, and it keeps like recurring, bro, over and over again? You would definitely think something was up, bro. Or something was freaking, I guess, wrong with her, man. The Siberian dancer lady, bro. That really piqued my interest, bro. I'm gonna have to do some more research into that, bro. Like, why she's doing all that dancing in the middle of the night? To say that she's jumping in front of cars, that makes it even 10 times more dangerous, bro. Like, that's just an accident waiting to happen. Seekers. Added. Like, what the hell?
Today's case is one that shouldn't have even happened. But unfortunately, many girls, just like Lily, will suffer the same fate that she did. In December of 2021, Lily was just 18 years old and she'd been out at a nightclub. And in said nightclub, she ended up meeting 31-year-old Lewis Hayne. Lewis was a father himself, and the pair were seen on CCTV leaving together. In the CCTV shown, it was clear that the two were getting on very well. It looked like they were having a nice time, and it appeared that they'd just sort of left the club to have a bit of time to themselves. However, Lily's mum was on her way to pick up Lily, which had been arranged, and Lily had kept in touch with her mum, letting her know that she was nearly at the arranged pickup spot, until eventually she stopped responding to her mum. The pair ended up heading down a back alley, and it's believed that because Lily ended up saying no to Lewis's sexual advances, he murdered her by forcefully ripping off her shirt and then strangling her and dumping her body into water nearby. To make this case even more heartbreaking, Lily's own mother had eventually ended up seeing Lewis walking down the street. She ended up looking at him and she thought he seemed odd, but little did she know he just murdered her own daughter. And to top off, and to just prove even further what kind of a person that Lewis is, he then got home and told his girlfriend, his long-term partner, that he'd just strangled someone. And it was hours later when Lily's body was discovered. So due to him being seen on CCTV with Lily, he was arrested. And in court, he stated that the reason why he killed Lily was because she threatened to accuse him of being a rapist after she found out that he had a girlfriend, which I personally think is utter rubbish. And he was sentenced to a minimum of 23 years in prison. Cases like this should not be happening simply because girls say no to a man. And I really, really hope that Lily gets the justice that she really, really deserves. It's just disgusting.
This is one of the worst cases.
It truly is, bro. Some people, man, they just can't freaking just accept the concept of no, man. No means no. If they say no, then that's it in the discussion, bro. I like to say the freaking mom, to hear that she like walked past him, bro, and she saw that something was weird and something was off, man. But and to figure out that he freaking took her daughter away from her, bro. Like, she knew, I guess, or she felt something off. I'm telling you, man, people, they can sense things like that, bro. I truly believe that, man. And if he can say he just walked in and just told his girlfriend that she did, but like he just didn't have no remorse. He just said, I did it. Secrets, bro. This world is evil, man. Always gotta be aware, bro. Always.
In human history, this is the murder of Christine Silouan. She was from the Philippines and was a volunteer in church, and she used the church every day from 4 to 6 p.m. On the day of her murder, she went to church as per her schedule, but she didn't come home after that. Her parents then started to worry, and they began searching for her with their neighbors. And what they found is absolutely horrid. They found her body in a farm where half her face was sliced like a piece of pizza, and her face was literally skinned down to her skull. Also, her brain was completely destroyed by acid. The police then started investigating, and they checked the cameras and found out that she was with a guy. The people started protesting about this case, and the case was then given to special officers. They had a lot of pressure on this. A week before this happened, she broke up with her boyfriend, so the police took him into custody. And he was proving that he was at home all day when she was murdered, but officers were completely tired of this case, and they then sentenced him as the murderer. But after a few months, a thief was caught in a store where he confessed that he murdered and raped Christine. He said he started talking to her on Facebook with a fake account and was using fake photos of another guy that was pretty good looking. Christine fell for the guy, and she assumed that he was about 20 years old, and they started texting daily. One day, they both decided to meet up at 6 p.m. near the church she went to. But upon arriving, Christine noticed that this was not the guy she was talking to, and he was around 40-ish years old. She then refused to talk to him and tried to go back, but he held her hands extremely forcefully. He then took her far away from town and raped her repeatedly and put iron rods inside her personal organs. He then cut her face in half and then skinned her whole head down to the skull. And to make it even worse, he put acid inside of her head. The autopsy also revealed that her tongue, trachea, esophagus, parts of her neck, and her right ear were missing. The self-proclaimed killer of this case, named Renato Lanis, said that he used barber-type scissors and stabbed her 30 times on different parts of her body and skinned her face. Christine Silouan was only 16 years old, and this case is extremely haunting. There's a picture of her body that was found in the field, but Google did a really good job of not showing it and hiding it. So even if you do go looking for the picture, I don't think you're going to find it. This is one of those cases that after you get done reading it, you just feel some sort of uneasiness. I feel so bad for Christine's family, and I can't imagine finding my daughter in this state. May Christine Silouan rest in peace. This 18-year-old...
She getting all freaking catfish, bro. I tell you, man, bro. Freaking people, bro. Freaking demented, man. He made a freaking fake account profile to talk to her, bro. After she said no, because his true freaking self was revealed, he just decided to do the unthinkable, man. That's what I'm telling you, like, people behind these profiles and stuff, man, you gotta do research into them, man. I guess if you're talking to somebody online, because you can never know, but they can be a catfish, they can be a completely whole different person, bro. You can make a whole different life online, bro. It's freaking scary, man, how you could just portray yourself to somebody else, but you're a completely different person. Seekers, bro. Tell me, have you guys have any problem with any catfish before, bro?
Model was murdered, and you won't believe what her killer said. This is Sally Ann Bowman, and she was born on September 11th, 1987, in Carshalton, South London. She attended the Brit School for Performing Arts and Technology in Croydon. Sally Bowman had dreams of one day appearing on the cover of Vogue and had been compared to supermodel Kate Moss. After leaving school in 2004, she worked part-time as a hairdresser and model. In January 2005, she joined Post Model Management, a local modeling agency, and she became the face of Swatch Watches and took part in the Swatch Alternative Fashion Week in April 2005. But in September of that year, her life would drastically change forever. On the night of September 24th, 2005, Sally Bowman and her older sister Nicole and a group of friends went to Lloyd's Bar in Croydon, where they stayed until 1 a.m. After leaving the bar, Sally Bowman waited outside for 15 minutes before being taken to a friend's house by taxi. She contacted her ex-boyfriend Lewis Broadston, and he agreed to pick her up and take her home, after she told him Nicole had been arrested for fighting. She took a taxi back to Croydon Town Central, where Broadston picked her up around 2 a.m., but while in the car, Sally and her ex-boyfriend got into a fight, and they accused the other of infidelity, which had been contributed to their recent split. Shortly after 4 a.m., Sally left the car and Lewis drove off. Minutes later, Sally was then stabbed in the neck and stomach and was then raped as she lay dead or dying on the ground. Her handbag, cardigan, and underwear and mobile phone were stolen. Police initially treated Lewis as a suspect and he was then arrested. After being held for 4 days, DNA evidence eliminated him as a suspect and he was released without charge. On June 28, 2006, 35-year-old Croton man Mark Dixie was arrested on suspicion of murdering Sally. He was charged with Sally's murder and remained in custody to await trial. This development came after police discovered a DNA link to the murder, having taken a DNA swab from Dixie when they arrested him 2 weeks earlier for allegedly being involved in a brawl at a bar, where he was working as a chef. After more than 18 months in custody, Mark Dixie went on trial at the Old Bailey in the City of London on February 4, 2008, charged with the murder of Sally Ann Bowman. He admitted to having sex with her after finding her on the ground outside her home, but denied murdering her and said that he did not realize she was dead or dying when he found her. Which is just sickening because we all know he did it and what he did to her. Mark Dixie was then found guilty of Sally Bowman's murder by anonymous verdict on February 22, 2008 after 3 hours of jury deliberation. The judge sentenced Mark Dixie to life in prison with a minimum of 34 years, meaning that he is unlikely to be considered for parole until at least 2040. It was also revealed that Mark Dixie was already a convicted serial sex offender. This case is just so chilling and sad because Sally Bowman had dreams of becoming a model and just doing something good with her life. And that went all out the door because this mentally unstable man had other plans. She was just 18 years old with her whole life ahead of her. May she rest in peace.
Freaking case, man. These people, bro, they be doing demented things, bro. Freaking never fails, bro. To hear that she was that young as well, man. She had plans for her life and all that, bro. He just came along and just freaking ruined it all, bro. Just because of the type of person he was, man. Seekers, bro. So it's an evil place, man. You always gotta be aware because you never know somebody's intentions, bro. You just never know. YouTube seekers, man. If you guys made it with me to the end of the video, you're a real seeker, man, who's seeking the truth. So I appreciate that, man. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, man. Hit that post notification bell, man, so you guys never miss a video. Guys, we're climbing, we're growing, so I really appreciate that. You guys gonna catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace, seekers.